Hey everyone, welcome back to Easy Speak World with Maya and Ethan, your favorite place where you learn real English through real conversations. Okay, so I need to tell you something that happened to me last week. And Ethan, I've got Ethan here with me as always. Ethan, you are going to relate to this so hard.
Yeah, Maya, I'm already nervous. What did you do?
Nothing bad. Okay, so last week, big meeting at work, lots of pressure, everyone kind of stressed, people talking over each other, the manager is rushing things, and I look over at this one colleague, and she is just sitting there, completely calm, like a lake, not bored, just still, relaxed, breathing normally, and for some reason, it made me more anxious just watching her.
Wait, that's so real.
Right? And I couldn't figure out why. Like, she wasn't doing anything. She wasn't being rude or distant. She was just calm. And somehow that felt powerful, almost intimidating.
I know exactly what you mean. There's something about a person who doesn't react the way the room expects them to. It kind of throws people off.
It threw me off. And I've been thinking about it ever since. Because I want to be that person. I want to be so calm that it makes people nervous in a good way.
In a I've got everything under control kind of way.
Exactly. And that's what we're talking about today. Calm energy, what it is, why it's so magnetic, and how you can actually develop it, while also learning some really beautiful English along the way.
And this is genuinely one of those topics that sounds simple on the surface, but goes pretty deep once you start pulling at it.
It really does. So before we dive in, quick thing. If you're new here, subscribe. Seriously, hit that button. And if this topic already resonates with you, drop a comment. Are you naturally a calm person, or are you someone who reacts quickly and emotionally? There's no wrong answer. We want to know. We read every comment.
We really do.
Okay, so let's start here. What even is calm energy? Because I don't think it means what most people think it means.
Right. I think a lot of people hear calm and they think passive, quiet, maybe even a little cold.
Yes, like emotionless.
But that's not it at all. Calm energy is actually about being present. You're not detached. You're not disconnected. You're just grounded. You're not being pulled around by every emotion that walks through the door.
Oh, I love that. Being pulled around by every emotion. Because that's what it feels like, right? When you're in a stressful room and everyone's panicking, you can feel yourself getting swept up in it.
Like a current. Emotional contagion, some people call it. You absorb the energy of the room without even realizing it.
Emotional contagion. Okay, that's our first English phrase for today. Say it with me. Emotional contagion. Contagion means spreading, like a contagious disease, something that spreads from person to person. Emotional contagion means emotion spreading. You catch someone else's stress or someone else's joy.
And once you know this concept, you start seeing it everywhere.
You really do. I walked into a coffee shop last Tuesday and the barista was just having a terrible day. You could feel it. And I noticed my own mood dipping within like 2 minutes of being in there.
And the opposite is also true. You ever spend time with someone who's just effortlessly warm and at ease, and you walk away feeling lighter?
All the time. My friend Rosa is like that. She's one of those people who just makes the air feel less heavy.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
She gave me that gift.
So here's where it gets interesting. The calm person, the one your colleague was in that meeting, they're actually influencing the room just by being calm. They're not saying anything special. They're not performing. They just are.
And that's why it can feel intimidating, because you sense that this person is operating at a different frequency.
Different frequency, yes. And in English, when we want to describe that quality, we often use the word composure. Composure. It means staying calm and in control of yourself, especially under pressure.
She maintained her composure. He never lost his composure. You'll hear this a lot in professional English, sports commentary, interviews.
Exactly. And the beautiful thing about composure is that it signals something to the people around you. It says, I have been here before. I can handle this.
Even when you maybe can't. Huh.
Well, sometimes. But often, calm people aren't faking it. They've just trained themselves to respond rather than react.
Ooh, okay. Say that again, slowly.
Respond rather than react. Reacting is automatic. It's the first impulse, the thing that happens before your brain fully catches up. Responding is deliberate. You feel the impulse. You pause,
and then you choose what to do.
And that pause is everything. That pause is the whole game.
It really is.
Okay, I want to do something. I want to walk through some real situations where calm energy either makes or breaks things. Because I think the theory is nice, but the examples are where it clicks.
Let's do it.
Situation 1, argument with someone you love. Partner, friend, family member. They say something that stings. Your first instinct is to fire back, right? Match their energy.
Right. Escalate.
But the calm person, they don't. They go quiet for a second. Maybe they say, okay, very softly, or they take a breath and say, I hear you. Can we talk about this properly?
And it completely disarms the other person.
Completely, because they were ready for a fight. They loaded up their next line, and then nothing. Silence. Calm. And suddenly they're the one who feels a little exposed.
It shifts the power dynamic without any aggression.
Power dynamic, another great phrase. The power dynamic is who has more control or influence in a situation, and calm people shift it without even trying to.
Now, I do want to add something here, because I think sometimes calm can be misused. When someone is being calm in a way that's actually dismissive. Like, I'm not engaging with you because you're beneath me.
Oh, yes. That's a different thing entirely.
There's a word for that, disdain, a kind of contemptuous calm. And that's toxic, honestly.
The calm we're talking about is warm calm. It's grounded, but it's still connected. You're not shutting someone out. You're just not letting them destabilize you.
Destabilize. Good word. To destabilize someone means to knock them off balance, emotionally, mentally.
And when you're truly calm, people can't destabilize you. They try, and it just doesn't land.
Situation 2.
Oh, okay. Situation 2. Job interview, or any high-stakes situation where you feel judged.
Classic anxiety trap.
You walk in, heart racing, hands maybe a little sweaty, and the interviewer asks you something unexpected. And the nervous person, the version of you on a bad day, stumbles, rushes, over-explains, says 12 times.
We've all been there.
We have. But the calm version, they hear the question, they nod slowly, they say, and this is a real technique. That's a great question. Let me think about that for a moment.
And then they actually think. They don't rush.
And that pause, that deliberate, confident pause, makes them look more intelligent, more composed. The interviewer actually trusts them more.
Because it signals self-awareness. You know yourself well enough to not panic.
And in English, there are phrases that naturally project calm confidence. Things like, I'd like to take a moment to think about that. Or, that's something I've thought about quite a bit. Or even just, sure, said with total ease.
It's remarkable how much weight a single well-placed word can carry.
Okay, stay with us, because later in this episode, we're going to get into some actual phrases and expressions you can use to sound calmer in English, even when you're not feeling it. So don't go anywhere.
And we'll talk about one idea that I think is going to genuinely surprise some of you, about why calm people are actually more emotional than nervous people, not less.
Ooh, yes, that one's going to land differently for a lot of people. So why are calm people more emotional? This flipped my understanding completely when I first encountered this idea.
So the calm assumption is calm person equals less feelings. They're just cooler, more detached, fewer feelings passing through.
But actually,
research and just lived experience suggests that calm people often feel things very deeply. They're just not performing those feelings in real time for the room to see.
they've internalized something. They found a way to feel something, process it, and then choose how to express it or whether to express it at all.
And that takes enormous emotional intelligence. It's not suppression. Suppression is unhealthy, pushing feelings down and pretending they don't exist.
This is more like emotional regulation, which is a beautiful concept in psychology and in English. Regulation means managing, controlling in a healthy way.
You're not denying the emotion. You're just not handing it the microphone every time it shows up.
I love that. Not handing it the microphone. Because some of us, and I include myself, we hand every feeling a microphone immediately. Joy, microphone. Frustration, here, have 2 microphones.
I mean, it makes for good podcasting, Maya.
Fair point.
But seriously, the ability to feel deeply
without being ruled by your feelings, that's what most people who describe themselves as calm are actually doing.
And this is so important for language learners too, because a lot of people feel anxious when speaking English. And that anxiety, if you hand it the microphone, takes over. Your mind goes blank, your mouth goes dry.
But if you can practice that pause, that breath, that let me think for a moment,
You're giving yourself a tiny window, and in that window, the English comes back.
because it was always there. The knowledge is there. The panic just covered it up.
Yes, panic is like noise, and calm is like tuning to the right frequency through the noise.
All right, phrases. Let's do it.
Okay, English learners, this is the section you've been waiting for. Phrases and expressions that calm, confident people use naturally.
First one, and this is a classic. I understand where you're coming from.
This is used when someone is upset or disagreeing with you. You're not agreeing, you're not fighting, you're acknowledging their perspective.
I understand where you're coming from, and here's my thinking. Completely non-threatening, calm and open.
Next one, let's take a step back.
Perfect for tense situations. It invites everyone to stop, breathe, and look at the bigger picture.
Okay, let's take a step back. What are we actually trying to solve here? You instantly become the most mature person in the room.
Another one I love? I'm not sure yet. Let me sit with that.
Ooh, this one is so underrated. You're saying, I don't have an immediate answer, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. I'm going to think properly.
And it signals intellectual honesty. People respect that enormously.
To sit with something, by the way, that's the phrase. Let me sit with that idea. It means to spend time thinking about it, letting it settle, not rushing to a conclusion.
Beautiful phrase. Very natural in conversation.
And finally, one of my personal favorites. That's interesting. Tell me more.
Simple, calm, curious. It puts the other person at ease and positions you as someone who listens rather than performs.
And in English, being a good listener is one of the most attractive social qualities you can have. People remember how you made them feel, not everything you said.
There's a quote I think about a lot, and it connects directly to this idea of calm energy. The quote is, "Still waters run deep."
Oh, that's a good one. Explain it.
Still waters run deep means that a quiet, calm person often has a lot going on underneath. They're not shallow just because they're quiet. The depth is there. It's just not on display.
And I think that's so true. Some of the most profound, interesting people I've ever met were quiet. Not because they had nothing to say, but because they chose their words carefully.
And when they did speak, you listened because you knew it meant something.
Whereas someone who talks constantly, reacts to everything loudly, you start to tune them out, even if they're intelligent.
There's a diminishing return on noise.
Okay, that's a t-shirt. Diminishing return on noise.
Let's talk about one practical thing people can do to actually build calm energy, because I don't want this to feel like theory only.
Yes, real life. Let's go.
The one thing I genuinely believe makes the biggest difference is learning to be comfortable with silence.
Yes.
Most people are terrified of silence, especially in conversation. The moment there's a pause, they fill it with noise, with filler words, with over-explaining.
And in English, those filler words are like, you know, sort of, kind of, basically, used way too often.
And they don't make you sound more natural. They make you sound uncertain.
So the practice is, when there's a natural pause in a conversation, let it breathe. Don't panic and fill it. Just be in it.
It feels uncomfortable at first, but the other person usually respects it.
And when you speak next, you sound more intentional.
Intentional, that's the word. Like every word you say was chosen, not just thrown out.
Okay, we're getting close to the end of this episode, and I want to leave you with something that I think will actually stick with you.
Please.
Calm is not the absence of feeling. It's not the absence of passion. Calm people love deeply, work hard, care intensely. They just don't announce it to every room they walk into.
And there's something quietly powerful about that. You know your own value. You don't need everyone to see it immediately.
That kind of security, that's earned. It usually comes from knowing yourself, from having been through hard things and realizing, I survived that. I can survive the next thing too.
And the English word for that deep-rooted sense of security in yourself, is equanimity. It's a beautiful word, equanimity.
EQUANIMITY.
Equanimity means mental calmness, especially in difficult situations. Not happiness, not numbness, just steadiness.
And it's something you can build. Every time you choose to respond instead of react. Every time you let a silence breathe. Every time you say, "Let me think about that," instead of blurting out the first thing.
You're training yourself, slowly, in real time.
And here's the thing about English, too. When you practice calm in English, when you use these phrases, when you allow pauses, you actually start to feel calmer. The language shapes the experience.
That's so true. Saying, "Let me sit with that," trains your brain to actually do it.
Language is a tool. And when you use calm language, your nervous system kind of follows.
So you're not just learning English, you're practicing a way of being in the world.
I love that.
So, our question for you today, drop it in the comments. We genuinely want to know, is there someone in your life who has this calm energy? Someone who just steadies the room? Tell us about them. What's one thing they do that you've noticed?
Or tell us which phrase from today you're going to try using this week. We'd love to hear.
And if this episode made you think, made you feel something, or gave you one idea you didn't have before, please share it. That's honestly the best way to support Easy Speak World. Share it with someone who's learning English, or someone who needs a little more calm in their life.
Which, honestly, is most of us.
Ha, yeah, most of us.
Thank you for spending this time with us.
You're learning English, you're growing, you're here, and that matters.
See you in the next one. Take care.